I'm Trey B. Lion.
And I'm J. Mello the Great.
And you're listening to T&J's Child's Play.
We created this podcast to give young adults an escape from their daily lives.
But we're here to remind you that shit is still real, so wake the up.
I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
We like to highlight excellence in the young black community.
As well as give y'all some bomb advice and create a place where you can just kick it with us. Catch our show here every Thursday with some new content, and make sure to follow us on our social medias at T&J's Child's Play.
T&J shut out the rip. You know we don't wait for the drop.
Please. We're going to get copyrighted.
Yeah. I wish I could rap like him. Couldn't do it.
Takes time.
It takes time.
It really does.
T&J straight out the rip. You know we don't wait for the drop.
Took him years.
Yeah. Great rapper.
Great
Wow.
testimony. That's a great testimony.
We haven't been here in a long time?
Like 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks, but like we're back.
Yeah, we are.
Now we have the Zoo podcast.
Yeah.
2 in 1 week.
Yeah.
What's the video on? Do we know?
Huh?
What's the video on? This video for the week.
I don't know.
We don't know. Okay, great. We don't know, but we know we're gonna drop a video.
Yeah.
We'll drop a video. We don't know what it's on, but we're gonna drop a video.
Know.
Just wait.
Squeeze it in there. Busy schedule.
It'll all be great. It'll all be great and all work out. Don't know what week we're on because we missed a week. So lost track of that. Great job, Trey. Do something right. No, I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm not gonna beat myself up.
Why are you beating
I'm
yourself up?
just throwing it out there.
It's nothing new. We here.
Yeah.
It's stress.
Yeah. But how have you been?
I've been good. How about yourself?
I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been.
I can just say good. So you have to say that you're good, even though you're not good, because it's people who do it way worse than you.
Yeah. Facts.
You're not doing perfect, but you're doing good.
Yeah.
We're here.
It's like I just wake up and I'm like, damn, another day.
But we're here though.
I'm taking it. How do you say, with a grain of salt?
Yeah. Grain of salt.
A dash of grill seasoning.
You can go ahead and talk about my seasoning. It's amazing.
No, I'm not
It's
saying
better than accent seasoning. But hey, I love my friends who use accent seasoning because their food is amazing, but it's better than accent.
What the fuck? What is accent seasoning?
Genetically modified organisms to make
really God, here Jada goes pulling out her books.
To make really great food. It's a seasoning and it's a flavor enhancer. MSG's has a lot of that type of stuff that we talk about in school.
Jada's low-key a nerd. Let's just talk about it for real.
I mean, the more that you talk about it within your normal vocabulary, the more you get familiar with the content.
Absolutely.
Once you get familiar with the content, we can pass these tests.
Yeah.
But
these tests, man, oof.
Yeah. This next one's about to be treacherous. And everybody keep on saying, oh, it's going to be easy. No, it's not.
I like the whole soil thing, though.
I like the soil thing, too, but I don't think this is going to be the easiest test.
Yeah. So, talk about our week.
Homecoming was amazing. It was really fun.
Was
really
it?
Cool. I love seeing Greek life. I love seeing everybody come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greek life.
And, like, the thing about homecoming, it really shows, like, where the school was in its past to now.
Yeah. Are you talking about, like, all the people, like, coming back together and how it's, like, not so, like...
It's not the same.
Yeah.
The school is not the same.
Yeah.
From 10 years ago to 20 years ago to 30 years ago. It's changed. It's still changing.
Yeah.
Now, I like our school for that. It's a really interesting school when you look at it.
Yeah. Definitely saw a lot of black people,
Yeah.
you know.
A lot.
Yeah. All in one space, though.
Yes.
You know, usually you see them scattered, spread out, but, you
no,
know,
they
see
were
them
literally
all.
in the same dots.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting.
You don't see that often.
No. Yeah, it was fun though. It was cool. We had fun.
Yeah, I did. I'm alive.
Yeah. See, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it. Never made it without you. Thank God for friends. Let me talk about it. Let's just thank God for friends. I'm grateful for you, Jada.
I'm grateful for you too, Trey.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grateful for each other.
I'm grateful for all my friends too. I'm grateful for you see, we need to start being nice to each other.
What?
I was about to call my friends some names. I'm grateful for my friends.
Oh.
They're actual names.
What?
I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for Miriam. I'm grateful for Sarah. I'm grateful for Lexi, Lauren, Amari, Yana. I'm grateful for all my friends.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you going to call your friends?
I don't know.
Oh.
Something that we always say.
Oh, okay. Let's eat my cookie here. Super.
Yeah. Grateful for all of it. Oh, wow. Thanksgiving is coming up.
Yeah.
We're talking about giving thanks.
What you're grateful for?
What am I grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for being here, being able to get my education.
Facts.
Because my ancestors were not given this opportunity.
Mm-hmm. They weren't. Yeah, I'm definitely grateful to get an education.
Yes.
I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
For the lessons I've learned. Because there's been a lot of lessons. I think the hardest part is walking through those lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I'm doing now is walking through some of the things that, I talk about all the time, but now I just need to go through them. Like I said, we talk about a lot of things, but like it's hard to apply it. So I think that's what I'm doing now is applying all of those things.
I feel that.
Ooh, the struggle. It's real. Yeah, but homecoming was great. Had a great turnout. Everybody made it out alive. If homecoming was like every week, if every week was like homecoming, everybody would fail. It's just too much going on. It's a lot going on.
When you technically think about it, 21 and up people, there's about 3 events each weekend. So it could be like that for you if you were over 21, if you didn't really care about school. Let's be honest. But I'm not 21 yet.
21. Okay, so yeah, no, we haven't been here. What life happens, definitely. College students first, so that's a big thing. I like to be consistent. You know this. Consistency is key. But yeah, so Tess just been killing me, trying to make sure I'm staying on top of my schoolwork. And it's the middle of the semester, so it gets tough. It gets a little rocky. Aaliyah, the boat starts to rock. Rock the boat, rock the boat. I feel like that's what my semester's doing right now. I'm currently being rocked on the boat.
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean, Jada.
Rock the boat. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm being rocked on the boat right now, so that's why we were gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we're back now. Back and I'm better.
Yeah.
You want this podcast better? What? Oh, damn. You know what I mean.
You need to go to bed. I feel that. I understand. He kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You have to take some time off.
It's like, oh my God, so much going on.
It's like, let's compare this to music. You don't want your favorite artist to drop an album every single month.
Yeah.
It's going to start sucking to you because you're going to get used to the sound. So we have to re-up.
Yeah.
And get new content for you guys. I have to live in order to speak about this. These are my life.
All right,
this
Oprah.
is my life.
All right, Oprah.
The podcast is my life.
Yeah.
I talk about my life on the podcast. So I have to live in order to make content for the podcast. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, but sometimes, everything just comes all together and it's just overwhelming sometimes. It's like,
that too.
Am I really going to put out my best work this week? Am I really giving it my all this week? So,
my friend, that's called quality control.
Yeah.
Migos. No pun intended. To the record label.
Migos.
Because some of their quality control should be looked at because it's like 20 artists on the thing and I only know of like 5 artists. But that's beyond, that's neither here or there.
Right, yeah.
Neither here or there.
Yeah. It's there, not here.
It's there.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, while we were gone. Tidbits. Let's talk about it. What's up? What's up this week? You said Tank.
Yeah, we can talk about him first.
Tank, okay.
So, what are your insights on the whole thing? Let me give him a little background first.
Right, because he was on Angela, was it Angela?
Angela Yee's Lip Service, her podcast. No pun intended. Basically, he was on there, he was just talking about different situations and different scenarios with people, with experimenting with others, with the same sex. And whether that experimentation would give them the label of being homosexual.
Yay!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow, I just brought that down very scientifically. But, so basically, what's your take on it? So, if you want to test the waters, does that automatically make you homosexual?
I've already tested them.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, like,
got it.
Just people in general. And look, I feel like people say, oh, yeah, it's a double standard. I don't really think it's a double standard. I mean, we're all human, though. Like, that's a stigma
Are you talking about, like, when they say double standard, you're saying, like, it's okay for girls to try
if
something?
If a male tries to test the waters out with a male, all of a sudden, he is, you're gay automatically. Yeah. But if a female does sexual activity with somebody, and they decide to say, hey, I'm straight the next day, they can be straight.
Yeah.
That's a stigma that we came up with our own insecurities and our own hypocritical views, and that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you if I can do the same thing, you should be able to do the same thing without pure judgment.
But like, let's just be real. It doesn't work that way. You know, like
It doesn't.
for guys and girls, it doesn't work that way. You know, so like I think like girls like have more leniency to try things or whatever, and like I think for guys like their whole like persona is like you're cut and dry. It's like I'm this. You know, like I'm this and. You know, this is what it's like. This whole masculinity thing, like, there's no like swaying with guys. That I think that's like what people see. You know, like there's no
I love
like
that you said that.
yeah, there's no like oh yeah I can go this way. It's like men are like it's here, it's this. And there ain't no this or this is this. So like for them, it's like it's either one or the other.
And you want to know something? That's a flaw within males in general.
Yeah,
That is a straight flaw.
Yeah.
Because the way female brains work, our brains are connected in so many different ways. So we can want one thing the next day and one thing the other way. Y'all are cut and dry, but at the end of the day, we're both human.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. That's why males, I'm not gonna say they make the best decisions when it comes to different things, being like subjective to different things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you have to let your emotions flow in some.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about the situation with the homosexuality anymore. That's just with decisions in general. Like, you can't just be one way your whole life, and then all of a sudden you look back, and it's like, well, I just thought that it was supposed to go A, B, C, and D. I could have done all of these different things. That's where the depression and all that stuff gets wired into males.
Yeah.
And it's scientific fact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why suicide rates are going up for males.
Yeah, because it's either this cut and dry thing. Yeah,
Right.
I think definitely that's something that we lack as far as like males is like being. Well, I'm all the way in touch. Like you know like. But like males in general being in touch with their like emotional side because I was reading like when we were talking about this whole like love, like understanding love, like you're taught not to show your emotions like when you're growing up, and that you have to be this masculine figure and you have to hold it in, and guys aren't supposed to cry and all of that kind of stuff.
That's where that stigma comes from,
right? But like really, you're supposed to be in touch with your emotional side because that's your whole mental health, and like you're saying, committing suicide and stuff like that. So
I
think
unlock our brains. Like if you just unlock your whole brain, you know how much better your thoughts will be.
Yeah. So I mean, going back to like his saying, if you tried it once or twice, I mean, I don't know. Like if you tried it once or twice, did you like it? Like if you liked it, then whatever. But like if he's saying, okay, if you've tried this and you go back, that does not make you gay. I don't know. I just I don't know. Like. I don't know, like you're able to explode. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm
just saying, just give the person the right to determine what they want to be.
Yeah.
Like, how can you tell them, oh, you're gay?
Yeah.
Deep down, you're gay. How the hell do you know what they are?
It's not right for you.
Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. And then and then the media and stuff that depicts different things. It's like, honestly, the influence to be whatever the hell you want to be is out there. Yeah. That's why people are really trying stuff. We're becoming freer and freer by the year.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, I say 10 years ago, you weren't hearing anything about a lot of experimentation and it being public. Social media wasn't really a thing. It's a lot of different factors. And I think that the number is going to go up for people who wants to experiment like that. Am I saying it's right or wrong? I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. But am I saying you should make the decision you want to make on your sexuality? You should.
Yeah.
It's freedom.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think the way it was... The reason why it was so, like, controversial, whatever, when he said that, is because if a guy is experimenting these things, he's doing it once or twice, that's not going to be something that he's going to say, oh, yeah, I've done this, or, like, right. I did this, or I experimented with this, I didn't like it. I feel like for a male, like, for him to come out and say, oh, yeah, I tried that, and I didn't really like it, then they can have you question, like, you didn't like it, but you're talking about it. That's different. But... behind closed doors or whatever, if you say once or twice, I mean that's whatever. That's between you and you must say you and God. That's yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tried it and you didn't like it, whatever. I don't think you can really say, oh, that makes you gay. But at the same time, it's still questionable. Like I don't know. Because like what drove you to do that? Like what drove you interest in doing that? Like are there some feelings or thoughts there, or I don't know. It's very tricky. That's why it's talked about, because people are like, no, it's either this or it's that. But I do feel like it definitely is a double standard. There's
so many different components to intimacy between humans.
Yeah.
It can't just be that. It could be emotions.
Yeah.
It could be a numerous amount of things of why you chose the person that you chose. Maybe it's just that person.
Yeah.
Come on, like
you're into that person.
I mean, we are being taught the difference between all this stuff The public, unless you're a comm major, you're probably not going to get in unless you actually want to do the research for it.
Yeah.
That's why I get it so much.
Yeah.
I get it so much because it's not just a one thing answer. It's many reasons why a person may go the other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm, you talking about like just that one person. I'm not going through this thing right now, but like this whole like dating aspect or whatever. I don't want to. It's not switching gears, but it kind of is on the same thing. I guess like when you connect with someone, you open up. You open up to that person, whatever, and it's like you guys unlock boundaries with each other. I guess the whole dating part for me, like what's like I'm iffy about is the going that far and unlocking that boundary with that person. And I mean like on an intellectual level. Like when you're dating and you find a connection with someone, like finding that connection. Like if you already had that connection with someone in the beginning or you had a relationship with someone, it's hard to say, okay, I want to try this again or I want to do this again. I want to connect with someone on an intellectual level. Like do you get what I'm saying? Like it's hard. It's like let's say like we're dating, right? We're dating and then we stop dating. And then I go and I try to like date another girl. I don't want to like try to like unlock with her on an intellectual level because I've already unlocked that with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to, I don't know, like do that again, yeah. I guess you could say. So like I just thought about that when you said like, you connecting to like one person and not being just that sex, and it just being like you connecting on one-to-one with that person. Just,
another term that Shannon Boudreaux, the sex expert that I love all the time,
mm-hmm.
Gotta be watching her content. She has this thing called bombing. It's called love bombing. Mm-hmm. So basically it's when, those situationships. I can't even say a situationship, but when you first meet somebody, say you meet somebody on Tinder, you guys date, meet, hang out. Oh my God, it's an instant click. I'm in love with him.
Right.
And then after week 3 or 4, it just starts building off, bridging off, and then all of a sudden y'all not even talking anymore, and you're in disbelief. Oh my God, like what happened?
Right.
That's kind of what you're saying. And then you want to go once it's time to start dating again. You don't want to go through that again.
Right. That's
the term. Love bombing.
Yeah.
Shannon Boudreaux reference.
So okay, love bombing. Okay, yeah. Got it.
Love
so bombing. how what's next after you fucking been bombed with that shit? Like like. What's next? Do you give yourself time for that? Like, because someone could, want to date. Like, I would like to date, but at the same time, like, I've been fucking bombed. So, like, it's like I'm damaged. Like, I don't want to continue or try to bomb with another person. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you,
Shit. I mean, guess what? There's not one answer for that. You have to figure out how you're going to get around it.
Yeah.
The healthy way.
Yeah. I've been bombed.
This psychology and stuff is really interesting when you start getting into picking people's brains.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking like,
I like it.
I don't want to like, start over or try to reconnect, not reconnect or try to connect with, someone else and it's not the same. It's not the same or I feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like, in the beginning, it's just like, oh yeah, like, like let's see what this person is about, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, okay, now y'all starting to get into deep stuff, and it's like, do I want to unlock myself all the way? Because am I going to have that same connection I've had with that other person? It's just like,
That's why you have to be careful. You have to listen to signs. You have to listen to yourself. It's easier said than done.
I've been bombed.
Hey, that's what it is. That's just what it is.
Well,
you have to listen to the signs. And you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and pick up her new book. What's it called?
What? That's a book?
No, she has a book.
Talking about being bombed?
No, it's about dating and whatnot. Just different aspects.
Wow.
I'll send you the link to the YouTube video she made about it. It's really interesting. She's promoting Squarespace half the time. I mean, get your coin.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, so more tidbits. We just got to that deep topic. I got one more. Jesus is King.
Jesus is King.
Kanye West. You heard the album yet?
I've heard it. Not the whole thing, but I've heard parts of the album. What do you think?
It's 2 songs that are pretty good. I like the On God. I like the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Pierre Bourne, he produced On God. It was a pretty good song to me. But let's get into these critics. These hip-hop critics, they hate it.
Yeah, they don't really like it.
They think that the quality of the music is not good.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, I get it, I understand. But then again, like, listen to Kanye West the past 5 years. He's kind of switched over to that techno. What's the thing the kids be putting on their voice? Auto-tune.
Oh yeah.
But like the heavy auto-tune, it's just his. I mean, that's just his artistic feel for right now.
Like T-Pain type shit.
But not T-Pain. Like it's like unorthodox, but it makes art type shit. I mean, but I like some of the songs.
Yeah, I really didn't. I've listened to 1 or 2 songs. I
feel
don't
like-
know.
I feel like you can't just discredit Kanye. It's still Kanye West.
It's still right, but my thing is, it's still Kanye West. But we're not going to say it's Kanye West and it's good. Okay,
It's not. Overall, it could have been better. It was 2 songs I like. That's just why I'm going to stay with it.
2 songs.
The terminology, I think that he's kind of being a little hypocritical when it comes to his views a little bit.
Mm.
But I mean, overall, I guess the album was okay.
The Christian people like it.
Yeah, the Christian people like it.
I've seen this guy.
Trump probably likes it.
I've seen this guy that I follow on Instagram. He posts about ministries and stuff, and he was posting Kanye's songs and stuff. So
That's hypocritical too.
what do you mean it's hypocritical?
Just you see, it's just
For the church, for the
yeah.
What do you mean? He said he likes it.
No, but 3 months ago they were saying boycott Kanye West. Everybody's being hypocrites.
Yeah.
Like I just don't get it anymore. But great things for him. I like some of the builds of the shoes. The clothes to like homeless people, like Miriam said. But
The what?
his clothing brand.
Oh, the homeless people?
There's holes all through the clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But the shoes are nice, so that's all I have to say about Kanye West.
Yeah.
What you got to say about Kanye?
I don't know what to say about Kanye.
I tried to sum it up as good as I could.
But his album did drop. They were promoting it a lot. I think some
Yeah.
people liked it. Some people really weren't feeling it. I think I'm more on the kind of not feeling it. I do like the whole him doing like the gospels, but I have to listen more to the album. But I listened 2-3 songs, and I was like, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't really give like a hard opinion on it because I haven't listened to it like that.
Yeah. It was what it was. I said that. It was what it was.
Well then. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, last tidbit. I said last tidbit ago. But let's talk about T.I. He was at the Breakfast Club. I don't know if it was this morning or earlier. But he was basically talking about some of the stats he was going over in his podcast. And basically he said that the women that are the most happy within the United States are single women, or any woman who has a higher career path than her significant other.
Why is that, though?
They gave different opinions on what it was. It was kind of... I'm not going to say their opinions were generic, but I mean, it was kind of stating the obvious. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I just... And not to be negative, but I hear, like, a lot of, like, black women get, like, a backlash of, like, oh, angry black woman, or them not being happy, whatever. So to hear those stats, it's like, okay, I'm intrigued as to why. Right. You know, like, what drives that for them to be, like the most happiest at what you said they were high in their career, and what was the other thing?
Oh, and just single black women in general.
Single black women, yeah. And that's the other thing, too. Like, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean...
A very interesting study.
I wouldn't have to, like, look more into that.
Yeah. Because
I'm curious as to why black women would be happy. Not to say they're not okay by themselves, but I'm saying, like, why those stats are those stats.
I mean, it's kind of intricate. But then again, to state the obvious, I guess, of how they said it, when you think about it, I mean, you're free when you're single. To a certain aspect, some people think, oh my God, I'm in turmoil, I need to find a significant other.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, if you're happy and you're trying to follow your passion, follow your dreams, and you're traveling and whatnot, I mean...
Yeah.
But then again, surveys and studies, they could be very biased. So, I mean, who knows?
I would definitely say, like, being single, like, you definitely unlock a whole different side about yourself. You're able to reflect on whatever, you know, went well in your relationship or didn't go well. And you find a lot of positive things and just, like you said, I think you were showing me a video talking about this girl. She on the reel. She was talking about how she built herself up. You know.
Oh yeah, Jeannie. Yeah.
And not even it didn't even have to be a negative relationship, but you're just
that girl
giving
had tears of joy in her eyes.
You're just giving so much to yourself, and you're not involved with another person. You're just realizing how much you can like build yourself up, and what you're able to do, and what you're capable to do, like alone and by yourself. So definitely a lot of pros to like being alone and not being in a relationship. And I was talking to you about that, Jada, like, you know, so many people are pressed, you know, to be in relationships, and it's like, this is your time to not perfect yourself. I'm sorry. This is the time to build yourself up and like really, I'm not saying make yourself better for another person, but like the better you make yourself, the better you'll be able to attract in another person. You know, like if you're constantly giving to yourself and you're building up yourself and you're putting yourself on game with this knowledge of, you know, just all types of things, whether it be love and relationships and how to treat a person, how to treat yourself, you know what to accept and you know what to expect. as far as your expectations in a relationship. And you can't allow for BS. You can't allow for, shitty people to come in your life and to be like, hey, this is what the fuck is about. No, like, I already know how to treat myself and how I like to be treated. I know the things that I like because I've spent that alone time by myself. To now I'm open my space to someone else, but I'm not going to open my space up to no BS because I already know what's up type thing. So it's like a blessing and a curse because, it's like as humans, we fiend for that connection, with other people, and we want that. But at the same time, you're able to give that to yourself and learn how to be by yourself and not be so dependent on another person.
Yeah. It's always dependent on yourself. It's always a reflection on yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, whatever you have, even if you have kids, everything's going to be a reflection of you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let's just think about it. Because, like, I get that we talk about ourselves all the time and whatnot, this, that, and the third. I'm not going to say a lot of people that I know, but there's a good amount of people I know who already have kids.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And okay, they have kids. Hold your thought. They have kids, but think about what kind of people they are.
Yeah.
You have kids, so your kids can be a reflection of you. So you have to ask yourself what kind of person that you are and how will your kids develop and grow up to be based off of the person that you are. If you don't like the person that you are, your kids are going to be an exact reflection of you. If you're not giving your all to your kids, if you're not giving your all to yourself, what makes you think that you're going to give your all to your kids? Like, you have to really make sure you're doing your own homework and really bettering yourself. Yep. And make sure that you are the best you that you can be so you can contribute that to somebody else. Make sure you are giving yourself enough so that your cup is full so that you can give what you overflow to other people.
Yeah.
This is Trey, and this has been my TED Talk.
Kids, people move around, military. It's just so many different scenarios that happen after you graduate high school. And a lot of people don't even recognize how fast the change is going to be, how rapid the change is going to be. Whether you're still living with your parents or not, you're still going to be changing. You're going to be evolving. You're about to be 21. It always comes down to yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can't just sit there and act like everything's okay all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to break.
Yes. I broke.
And don't become that type of person.
I broke this.
Because we talk about that type of person in comp class. They act like everything is cool, everything great, and then they have one big meltdown. And then their friends looking at them like, what?
Yeah.
Their friend was looking at them like, I didn't even know you were going through all that.
Right.
Just...
That's me.
You sit down, get to know yourself, learn your boundaries, learn how to say no, do all the things that you need to do in order to become a great person.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
Yeah.
But
I think this semester for me, yeah. I think this semester for me has been my breakdown season. I've had a couple of breakdowns, but like I'm thankful for them. Like I'm glad for them because I'm doing them now versus me doing them 5 years from now, and I'm thinking I'm on the right path, and then I'll turn around and I'm like, nah, nigga, you not. So like I've had at least 2 or 3 breakdowns, and I'm like, I gotta be real with myself, and I gotta, come back and figure out why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, why I feel this way with this person and how I feel by myself. Like I'm figuring all that out and being comfortable with myself. And it's hard. It really is hard. It's tough. It seems like you're in a desert, you're lost, like you don't know what's going on, but like slowly as you're lost throughout the time that you're lost, you're figuring it out at the same time. So you may feel lost, but you're actually figuring it out because you're coming into a routine and you're developing things and you're, making a new norm for you. So it's okay. It's okay to feel lost. It's all right, feel lost for a little bit, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Words of YBN Corday. I was a lost boy. Now I'm found.
All right. Yep. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he's a rapper. He's a great lyricist. You should look his stuff up. He's 22 maybe right now. He's dating a famous tennis player, and he has found his passion, his purpose. Oh. And a year ago, he was broke in college in Baltimore, Maryland, working at Fridays.
Lit.
Testimony.
Yeah.
I love rappers with testimonies.
Yeah, quick
Trey.
Things can just change.
Yes. I love any type of artist with a testimony.
Yeah, but everybody has a story.
Yes.
I was looking at Cash Doll performing on the reel, and I was like, wow, I never knew that about her. Iced me out, but I never knew that she was, a sibling. She had 6 siblings. Well, she was one of 6, and struggled all this time, and now she's trying to, do this album. Not do this album. She's put out this album, but she's kind of telling her story of her. It's not even so much her music; it's the story behind her music that's like just, inspiring for her. So
very inspiring stuff.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got on the radar?
We really should try to get some media passes to a revolt. What's it called? the Revolt conference, I guess you could call it that, where different political leaders and different celebrities and artists, they go and talk about politics and stuff. Really dope event. But speaking of that, Aoki Lee Simmons, Kimora Lee Simmons, and Russell Simmons' daughter, she goes to Harvard now, and she was on the panel too. And she was basically talking about staying in her lane. That was her premise. And basically, she was saying that there shouldn't be one lane that you stay in. So she used LeBron James as an example when LeBron James was helping with Colin Kaepernick or something. Or he was just protesting as well. And then, like, the next day, some analyst got on ESPN and was like, you should stay in your lane. You should only dribble the basketball. And she was basically saying that we don't have a lane, and that's one of the main things that causes deprivation within the African-American society, that we think that we should only be able to do one thing great, and that's it. And that should be our story.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think that was a great point for her to make.
Definitely a great point, but I want to kind of build on that too. I think you should. I think not standing in your own lane. You definitely should do whatever you feel like you can do. Definitely do it. You know, if you feel like you can, have a podcast, write a movie, play in that movie, open your own production company. You know, like whatever you feel like you can do it. But have a plan and process in place so you can accomplish all the things that you would like to do. So, you know, like if you're working at one thing, work at that one thing till you've done it to a point where you think you can build and you can not only, you're in your lane, but you can also branch off and get off on the exit and also get into something else and get back on the interstate. So now you have two different lanes that you're running in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so make sure that you're doing whatever you're doing to the best and fullest of your ability so you're not distracted and opening up 6 lanes instead of when you can have 2 lanes that you're really good at. So make sure that you're focused in what you're doing. But if you feel like you can build off or branch off because you're so good at what you do, or you have other talents and stuff that you want to showcase, make sure you got yourself to a level or a platform to now where you're able to showcase more talents that you have.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Because I think a lot of times, like, we have so many good ideas and we have so many good things that we want to do, but we're all over the place with them. So, like, okay, like school and the podcast, and you want to do a short film, and you want to write music, and you want to record songs. You know, like all those things are great, but you might not be able to do all those things at that one time. Yeah. You know, you can't drive in 4 different directions. You know?
I'll say there's a level to the process because, as you can see, we are at a university where we kind of have the power to do whatever the hell we want to a certain extent.
To a certain
extent. But when you think about it, there's some people out here who do have a passion and have a dream, but they haven't even took the step to even get education on anything that they need.
Yeah.
So I feel like when she was kind of talking about the staying in your lane and all that jazz, she was kind of talking about people who thought that there was only going to be one way to get to stardom or one way to become a rapper.
Right.
I feel like the way that she was kind of using the stay in your lane thing was to make sure you have a platform or get multiple platforms so that you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to us, yes, we need to grow on the passion before we
go.
Definitely. So it's levels to it.
Yeah.
It's levels to it. It's definitely levels to it. But I mean, everybody just take that first step to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's America. We can do whatever we want to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
But I think the whole thing was staying in your lane. I like that. I like that reference, staying in your lane, because that builds off a lot of different things.
She's a smart girl.
Very. But being consistent is your gas. That's your heart. And that's why I hate when we, like, miss a podcast, whatever. But I mean, we're human, but being consistent and doing the same thing over and over and over, and then finding ways to improve in the things that you're doing. But you have to make sure that you are consistent and that you're branching off too, but you're still being consistent, and you're in your content and whatever you're doing, like, you're being consistent. Always be consistent. I think anybody who's done it or made it, they've done one thing, and it's be consistent at whatever they're doing. Tunnel vision type thing. They've stayed focused in what they wanted and where they were pursuing. They didn't allow negativity and things that other people were saying, to affect them. They were consistent the whole way. A lot of
people that you like, it's not overnight. It might seem overnight, but it's not overnight. You guys just haven't been paying attention to it until they pop in on Instagram. Yeah. Like, the baby has been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah, but it's just now he's been doing it so consistently, and now somebody has picked up on it for that 1 or 2 times, and now it's like, oh, now he's blown up because now he's gotten this recognition.
Lizzo, and she in her 30s now.
Yeah. And like, she said she was about to give up before, was it Truth Hurts?
Yep.
I think she said she was about to give up, whatever. She put that out, and then she made it. Like, being consistent. Like, everything is not going to work. I was watching this video with Beyonce, and she was saying that sometimes you're going to fail, and whatever you may put out might not work, or the people may not like it, but you just got to be consistent and still continue to put out your work and whatever. And this other thing, too, that I seen somebody said, even when you think nobody's watching, continue to do what you're doing. If you feel like, the views aren't there, the listens aren't there, the plays aren't there, nobody's listening to your SoundCloud track, who cares? If you have a goal, go for it. Like, do not listen or pay attention to numbers. Somebody's going to listen and somebody's going to pick it up. Pray about it, man. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Really it.
Just be consistent, pray about it, and keep at it.
Kanye West was a producer. They said he couldn't rap. Now look at him. He's dropping gospel albums.
Yeah, I don't know about that gospel, but
yeah, really, true testament. Like, if he would have stayed in his lane, he would have been nothing but a good old producer.
Yeah. And sometimes I wonder, like, where I would be if I'm school. Great thing, great experience. I've learned so much, but if I really just went full on with the things that I wanted to do,
yeah, because
school is. I'm not saying it's a barrier, but like, it takes away from your focus too, like on your content, what you want to create, and some things you want to put out there. Like, if you really could if somebody gave you a stack of money and say, hey, go create whatever, I'm pretty sure I would just, because it's so many ideas and so many things I would like to do, but it's all about consistency. And sometimes it's hard to do that, especially being in college. Yeah. It's hard.
It is.
So.
It is very hard.
But still not an excuse. If you want something bad enough, you're going to do it.
Yep.
Still not an excuse.
It's not an excuse at all.
A lot of things we talked about. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about being bomb with love. We talked about Tank and his trying and experimenting. Well, not his, but, his thoughts on that. Talked about staying in lanes and prospering and gospel albums.
Told you I had a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. And we dropping the podcast on Thursday. So, what's up with it?
Yeah. Woo, woo.
2 in 1 week. Stay tuned for the video. What else you got? That's it?
I think that's it.
All right.
Well, congratulations to the newlyweds. Nicki Minaj. She married her high school sweetheart. Woo,
Petty?
woo.
Miss Petty?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Petty?
Yep, she's Mrs. Petty now.
Lit.
That's fire. Hopefully I get that album before she tried to drop a baby. Drop the album before the baby.
She called it the baby print. The baby pink print.
That's funny.
But yeah, TNJ on everything. TNJ every Thursday. Oh, it's a Tuesday because we forgot last week. But it's TNJ every Thursday, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right,
Tune in.
We hope you enjoyed our podcast.
We're here every Thursday with some new
If you have something to say it to my face.
Or let us know on Instagram and Twitter at TNJ's Child's Play.
Make sure you're subscribed to get notified about our podcast.